Hey, what's going on everyone? Hawks21 here, back with another Splinterlands video. So this is going to be part 2 of me covering the new legendary Chaos Legion airdrop summoner, Lily. Here, I'll pull it up real quick for you. It's actually creeped up to 28, but Lily Shieldpaw. In part 1, I talked about some different strategies I was excited to run once I eventually maxed out this card. And sort of did a deep dive on how I think this card's going to fit in with the meta. For this part 2, I wanted to quickly go through all of the splinters and talk about specific cards that I think benefit from the addition of Lily. You know, as this is a dragon, normally it's a lot easier. I just have to look at one splinter and the neutral cards. But here we got to go through every single one. So it'll be a bit longer than my normal style of video. We are going to start in dragon. We're going to do modern monsters. We'll do summoners as well. We only want regular foils. And before I get into it, I am Hawks21 and I cover Splinterlands here on the channel. If you are interested in this type of content, I really like to focus on, strategy-based videos talking about specific cards. If that interests you, you've come to the right place. It would be awesome if you could take a second to subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's get into it. I'm just going to go through and give some quick comments where I see them. I'm sure I'll miss some cards that are great. It's not meant to be sort of a deep strategy dive. I'll do that once I max Lily out and start playing with her. But for now, I'm just going to see sort of as I go through what crosses my mind, what sticks out to me. It's going to be a lot of main tanks, right? As we talked about in the last video, one of the big things that everyone having camouflage is you control the order that your opponent attacks. So mainly you're going to want cards up front that can soak up a lot of damage. So we're going to be talking a ton about tanks in this video. Okay, so again, like Jin Chihuahua is a good example. Has Enrage, has Thorns, has a ton of health, ton of shield. I mean, even the Gorladox Soldier, you're talking about flying and shield. These two cards in no magic rule sets, right? Magic can get through these guys pretty quickly. But in the rule sets where there's no magic, would be a great play. Same with the Dragon Spirit. You're talking 6 speed, flying. No magic rule sets. It's going to be a pain to get through this card. Naga Brute's a good overall one. You're talking at the highest level 16 combined. It starts with 11 combined. You're talking Thorns, Return Fire. You toss some Resurrects in here, like with Oshur, and your opponent's gonna have a hard time getting through the Naga Brute. This is a very interesting card. I think it's a little underrated. Let's see. Like a good example of a tank that doesn't really benefit is a Desert Dragon. Generally speaking, you want cards not shooting at the Desert Dragon because it's kind of a tank version of a glass cannon. So this is a card that doesn't benefit. Big benefit is the Void Dragon. So you're talking not a big mana cost. I love this card, and this card's sort of popped up a little bit in price. But good speed, flying, void, phase. This is the type of situation where you want your opponent to try to be hitting the Void Dragon. You toss out some blinds, you toss out some other speed manipulations, and this is a great card to combine with Lily. Chaos Dragon and Carnage Titan are going to be two examples of cards that are great to go against Lily. So one thing here is Scattershot monsters you're going to need if you think your opponent's going to play Lily. So Chaos Dragon is probably the best Scattershot monster. I mean, obviously besides Yasek, who gives the whole team Scattershot. But just being able to put out massive amounts of magic damage, even through the camouflage. So that's the change that was made, is Scattershot can hit camouflage monsters now. So being able to hit those camouflage monsters in the back is going to be crucially important for beating Lily. And then Carnage Titan sort of gets a little bit of a boost for me because going against Lily, you're going to need a lot of frontline damage. So, being able to hit for 8 per turn, 4 with the double strike, is going to go a long way to hopefully getting through that defensive tank that's up there. Robo Dragon Knight's another good example of a tank that benefits. Void, tons of health, tons of shield, magic reflect, return fire. Again, example of a card you want your opponent to have to shoot at. Bring a resurrect or two. You can do, while your backline does a lot of work, it's hard to get through the Robo Dragon Knight. Scale Doctor is a good one for the other side. We talked a lot about the backline taunt strategies with this, taking advantage of the triage with Lily. So anything else with the triage. Also, repair. So you're going to want repairs, you're going to want cleanses, you're going to want heals. Anything to keep that frontline monster alive. So this is a really good support card that I think goes well with Lily. Aggro Longtail, again, doesn't really benefit up front, but can be used as the backline tank in utilizing Lily's triage. Talked about Oshur in the first video. I think this is the card that gets the biggest boost. Resurrect's going to be great to, again, resurrect that tank. Reflection Shield you put in the second position, so it's not going to take any blast damage. It's going to be camouflaged. Reflection Shield means it's not going to be taking any magic reflect damage. And then the tank heal. So this is the perfect card to put in the second position and just keep healing up whatever card you designate to be in that first spot. And then quickly just touch on the kitty. We saw the kitty price jump. Lily's great. I'm excited for Lily. My next video after this one's going to be my ranking of Chaos Summoners, and you'll see where I have her. But still, nothing's touching Kitty still, specifically in Modern. So Kitty's price went up, and I expect it to, not financial advice, but I wouldn't be surprised if it maintains its value for a really, really long time. Okay, so let's get into the other splinters. This is going to be a little bit more chaotic. I'll probably just touch on a bunch of cards quickly. Banari Heatsmith, really defensive for like low, mid mana. Decent speed. Again, you're only talking about 3 mana. So 5 speed, got the Void Armor, so it's 8 to go through with Thorns that are amplified. In a low to mid mana match, this could be a really cool thing to toss out there in the first position. Specifically if you combine it with like a repair or something like that. Anything with Scatter Shot's going to be nice to go against Lily, so Bloodmaker I think is a little bit of a boost. Cleanse is great. You're going to need cleanses. You want to keep your frontline monster alive. Curious to see how many frontline monsters each sort of splinter has that I think works well with Lily. I have one for fire that I'm thinking of right now that we'll get to. Let's see. Nothing really sticks out here that much. Reverse Speed, this could be a good one. It has the heal. Has 6 and 11, so a decent amount of armor and health. So if you're talking reverse speed, and then also you toss that with maybe a little no magic, then you're cooking. So again, one of the big benefits is you can play this dragon summoner with reverse speed, and we haven't had a lot of those to date. So you're going to hear me talk about that a little bit. But Septic's Line is interesting in reverse speed. Flamesmith has a repair, so that would help. Let's see. Being able to do damage from reach is going to be nice to go against Lily, because again, you want as much frontline damage as possible. Tusk the Wide, very, very cool. Again, we're talking reverse speed here, so you're going to be able, Void, so you're good against magic, just tons of health, not that expensive with 6. This is a good card to put up front. One thing I didn't touch on is Last Stand monsters get a boost. Just because if you put this in the last position, your Last Stand monster is going to make it to the front. So Tinderlock, Ifrit Elder, and another thing you can do, right? We talked about strategically placing the Martyr ability with Lily. The Martyr cards won't pop up here, unfortunately, because they're not on the market, but Fire has a Martyr card. So you put the Martyr card in front of the Ifrit Elder, in front of Tinderlock, and that Martyr card's going to die right in front of Tinderlock or Ifrit Elder, your Last Stand monster, and they're going to get a little boost right before they go into Last Stand. So Last Stand monsters definitely get a little bit of a boost with Lily. Let's see. Anything else? So we have some tanks here. Again, Living Lava, you're talking reverse speed or just no magic. Either of those would work. You're not going to want regular speed and magic available, but either of those two options, this is a good option. Similar situation for the Forgotten One, preferably no magic, preferably reverse speed. Okay, the big one I'm thinking of here is Grum. So reverse speed, this is going to be a great card with the Void Armor. Bring a cleanse, bring a repair. You got the 20 combined armor and health. It's just going to be a pain to get through. Obviously, it's big mana cost, but you know it's going to be a card you're going to want to have with Lily, specifically for those reverse speed contexts. And then finally, Yasik. Yasik gets a big boost for me. You know, mainly this scatter shot. It's the main way you're going to be able to get through these Lily teams is scatter shot. So, you know, you're going to want to play Yasik against Lily. So, something to keep your eye on. That's it for fire. So not a ton. Water, I already know there's going to be a decent amount because I talked about it a lot yesterday. Because one of the main things I think you can do is use Lily and water to counter the really annoying Kelia sneak teams. So Kelia, Pelacor Bandit, plus Uraeus, plus Deep Lurkers here somewhere. You know, you can create some really, really annoying teams with Kelia. That I think using the camouflage and making those teams hit someone like Bakjira instead, again, you're talking 16, 17 health. It's actually going to be 18 with Lily's +1 health. With the heal, bring a couple cleanses. I think Lily plus water is going to have some great synergies. But let's go through. So we talked about Life Leech, right? So Murdampir is an interesting card. Life Leech, you're going to put that in the 5th position, I think. And then in the 6th position, you could either put another damage dealer, or you could put something like the Murdali Guardian, which is going to be able to heal it up from the 6th position. So I think that's an interesting play. Try to win in fatigue that way. Let's see. Venari Wavesmith, bring a Protect is nice, specifically if you're going to do the Bakjira play. You bring the Protect, then you toss on the Murdali Guardian, so the repair goes to work. That's a really, really good combination. I also think Cruel Cethropod. So here for 3 mana, you're going to get 13 combined shield and health. So when you're going up against one of those Kelia sneak teams, if you don't have enough mana to get Bakjira in there, maybe you can toss the Cruel Cethropod in, and that's going to be a lot that team has to get through. While your back line, maybe your Bandit, your Uraeus, can target their main damage dealers while they are forced to go after the front line. Strategian Fighter is interesting. Again, no magic, shield ability, repair. You're probably going to want a low mana match just because it doesn't have a ton of health. But could be interesting. The Refugee is interesting. Again, Enrage, decent speed, Void Armor, just a pain to get through. Anything with Void Armor, you bring a sort of a Resurrect, and having to get through it multiple times can take a really, really long time. River Nymph with the Cleanse is going to be key. An additional Triage to do double Triage with Lily's Triage plus the Mandarin. I can't talk enough about how important Murdali Guardian is going to be for these strategies. Just healing, repairing, all of the above. We'll talk about the Truth Speaker later, and it's going to be in a similar vein. Super, super important. I think this is a key card with Lily. You know, Demon Shark's another one. Just given the Retaliate, all of the shield, it can get really, really fast with Enrage. You know, even better if it's a no magic context. I think this is going to benefit from Lily. The Albatross, the 1 mana heal card. I kind of want to repurchase this. Maybe I will. I sold it a while back when I was selling all of my Untamed cards, but I think I want it back. I'm going to do it. Am I? Yeah, let's do it live. We'll make this purchase live. Confirm. See if I got it. I don't have enough RC. I have 100% RC. I'm wondering if someone purchased that as I was talking here. Take a little intermission real quick. Let me refresh. It's not refreshing. It's still in my cart. Let's try it one more time. Weird. Maybe I'm just working with a stale version of the site. Sorry if it's a little intermission here. Modern, regular. I think that was all the filters I had. Let's go back to the albatross. We'll try one more time. If not, I'll just take it as a sign that I shouldn't be making this purchase for some reason. Let's see. Okay, I mean, I don't know why this isn't going through. I have enough resource credits, I think. I should have 100% resource credits. Okay, not going to spend more time on this. I tried to buy it, but I think it's an important card. Just bringing in another heal for that Bakjira. You know, that's not going to be able to be targeted by opportunity or anything like that. Let's see. Oh, I think I missed a... Yeah, just quickly, Scattershot. Going to be important to go against. No magic. Serpent of Eld is going to be a good card. Dodge, good speed. Hard to hit. Reverse speed. Torhilo could be pretty good, actually. Also, the Last Stand. So, I mean, maybe a little bit reverse speed, Last Stand. Could be pretty interesting with the Torhilo. Again, if you put it in the last position, you know for a fact it's going to hit Last Stand. So, could be very, very interesting. Jhin is going to be great with the good speed, phase, void type of monster you're going to want your opponent firing at. Kelp Initiate is going to be double great. The cleanse and the triage is going to be awesome. You know, specifically the Wave Brew is going to be cool here too, because you're going to be able to take advantage of Lily's triage. So combine that with the Angelic Mandarin for the other triage. You can get a triple triage going. And the Spirit Hoarder. We haven't talked about the Spirit Hoarder yet. River Hellendale for the Resurrect is great. We've already talked about Bakjira. Key. Lobster Dramas is good. You know, you're talking Shield, Magic Reflect, Thorns. So this is only for 6 mana. A lot of health. Probably a reverse speed card, but still. It's very expensive, though. And last one here. Oop, accidentally just went. This video is going off the rails a little bit. Got to recollect ourselves. Modern. Okay. So, sorry about that. Last thing I need to do is go to regular foil. Runemancer Kai. We talked about Life Leech. Life Leech, a ton of health. And then have the Guardian behind that. And so, if you can get up to, 30 health, you're going to be healing for 10 and also repairing that armor. So that could be a really, really good. Put the Runemancer Kai in the 5th spot and then follow that up with the Guardian in the 6th. Okay. We'll try to move a little quicker here. You guys sort of see what I'm going for here. No magic, Vampire Bat in the front is going to be great. No magic, Pelacor Mercenary in the front is going to be great. Bernari Knifer, no magic, is going to be really, really good. Also, melee only is going to be great. 6 speed, backfire, thorns. Let's see. Nectar Queen could get interesting with the 4 speed and the flying with no magic. Infantry, no magic or reverse speed is going to be a really, really good one. Goblin Psychic, anything with heal. Also talking about reverse speed. Backline Taunt is great, using the synergy with the triage. Uloth gets triage, so that can be helpful. Scattershot's nice. Scattershot plus the poison too, because if you're able to poison something in the back line, if you're able to poison multiple monsters, the Lily's triage can only heal 1 per turn. So you can spread around this damage, get a couple poisons out, and eventually whittle away the camouflage monsters in the back. Failed Summoner is a good tank option, just given the 10 health for 2 mana. Let's see. The heal triage situation here is nice. You sort of get both, best of both worlds. Very expensive card though. Resurrect here, very niche card that doesn't get played a lot. The Protect is nice. And then another Last Stand monster. Kron is a really, really good example of the Last Stand with the heal. If you put this in the last position, you put a Martyr card in front of it too. All of a sudden it's going to hit 5 magic, and then it's going to get 8 with the Last Stand. You know, that's pretty sick. So Kron, I think, gets a little bit of a boost. All right, let's keep it moving at this speed. Don't want to keep you here forever. Pelgor Conjurer is a great example of a low to mid mana match. You're talking 5 speed flying with the phase. This is the type of card that you're going to want your opponent shooting at. Let's see. Chaos Knight, no magic is going to be nice. Blinding Reflector is another good one. 3 mana with 11 plus the blind with Magic Reflect. Good heal situation here. Scattershot's nice. Scavenge is nice. I've definitely missed some Scavenge monsters, but Scavenge is a similar situation to Life Leech. You put it with a healer behind it, and by the time it moves to the front, you can have a pretty nice situation. Chain Spinner's good for reverse speed. So this is a really good use case for this card with the 2 speed. It's got the Void Armor, tons of armor, 3 health, so little health, but you know, as long as you keep it cleansed, it doesn't get poisoned. Bring some repairs, bring some resurrects. It's going to take a while to get through the card. The Life Leech with Stitch Leech is going to be really, really cool. You know, if you can create a situation where the game is, you know, 14, 15, 16 turns, your Stitch Leech can get up a ton of health. And then put a card like the Truth Speaker behind it. Where are we? Here we are. With the Protect, Cleanse, Tank Heal. And you're going to have a really nice synergy there. Triage from the Jin Renova can work out well. The Slow and the Rust is nice. The Repair here. Cleanse here. We've talked about all this before, so I just want to go through it pretty quickly. Cleanse here. I mean, Truth Speaker I'm going to touch on again. I think this is a great card for this. Just keeping whatever tank you decide to have up front alive. Protect, Cleanse, and the Tank Heal combination is insane. Because the Cleanse hits first. So you're going to cleanse and then you're going to heal every single time. I think this is one of the best. This probably, to me, is the best support card in the game. I think it's very, very underrated. Shield Bearer, again, doesn't get a big boost just in the sense of that any sort of tank can become a taunt monster. But you can put this in the back line and do the triage strategy with it for sure. 2 Last Stand monsters here, Hero to Beyond and Runemancer Atuat. Again, I'd probably, if I was going to do this play, I would put a Martyr monster in front of these 2, just to get that additional boost right before the Last Stand. Uriel is going to be a great tank to have with Lily. Just a lot to get through, and it has the self-heal. Good Life Leech monster here. And I mean, her price is not that bad. If you Life Leech up a ton of health and have the Truth Speaker behind it, this could be a really difficult card to get through. Adelaide, obviously great. You're talking Resurrect. You're talking Repair. Also Swiftness too. Can't sleep on that. Resurrect with the High Priest Darius. And then a big boost is to Kralis. Immunity is such a great ability with this. Has its self-heal, has its flying. It's not very fast, but has a ton of health and shield to get through. You know, putting this up front with a bunch of support where your opponent can't take out that support before it has to get through the Kralis is almost unfair. Kralis is a huge benefactor of Lily. All right, let's keep it moving. Now on to Death, then we just got to touch on neutrals. So Ever Hungry Skull and Pelacor Deceiver, another situation where no magic rule sets is going to be great to play these cards. No magic rule sets, Crypt Beetle is going to be nice. No magic rule sets, Rift Wing is going to be really nice. Yeah, you could also do a Scavenge play potentially. There's not a ton of healers. You'd have to use the Oshure probably in Death, but you could maybe figure something out. Let's see. Nightmare, obviously great. Talking 7 speed with phase as is before any speed manipulation. So this is a card, again, you want your opponent firing at. Insidious Warlock's interesting. Good at going against Lily because you're going to hit for 9 with the recharge at the highest level, and it has the blind. So you could sort of hit it from both ways. Curse Wendeku, again, type of card you want your opponent going at with the high health and the heal. Again, even better if it's no magic. Bone Golem's a really good one for reverse speed. Has the 1 speed, has the void, can repair itself, and hits pretty hard. All that for 7 mana is going to be a really, really nice combination. Heartclaw is another good one, specifically with no magic, but you're talking about the immunity too. So if you can keep this puppy alive, you're going to be in good shape. Gorgolodon, a lot of reverse speed plays here. Not really, like, this is sort of going against it, but just kind of builds out the reverse speed play you could potentially see with Death and Lily. Shin Murat is interesting. Just anything with Void Armor if you can resurrect it. And now Death is getting a decent amount of resurrects. Ancient Lich, talk about resurrect, talk about reverse speed. Ra, reverse speed, and the scatter shot too. Ra is going to be really great to go against Lily. Hits for 4 twice with the scatter shot. Really, really great. Another type of card I haven't really talked about is the Glass Cannon. So giving the Khan Ase camouflage is going to be great. Hit for 5 with the blast. You know, the big problem with this card is it only has 2 health. So opportunity, you know, sneak plays, whatever it is, it takes a while. It's hard to hide this card. But giving it camouflage, you can now put it in the last position, and the whole match is just going to be doing a ton of damage. Hit for 5 magic and then 3 blast damage. So this is a huge benefactor. And then 1 mana triage is really, really nice. Yeah. Cthulhu, Last Stand, another version of a Last Stand monster, another good reverse speed. So you can get a really nice reverse speed play using a Dragon Summoner with Death. And the Dark Han, put this in the back with Scavenge. Take advantage of Lily's Triage. Something cool here. Magic Reflect Void. Alright, let's just quickly touch on the neutrals before this gets too long. Gargoyle Lion can be a little interesting. Void, Flying, and Rage. You could do worse. I mean, I think this card is going to find a place sooner or later. It has some intangibles. We'll see. Scavo Harley is going to be great with the speed manipulation and the repair. It already has camouflage, but still. Speed manipulation for the supply runner. Shield Bearer Light with the Elven Defender you could do some things with. You know, maybe even Chaos Agent at the lowest mana levels. If you somehow put it, you know, maybe with 20. Forcing them to try to hit the Chaos Agent where you might expect sort of a sneak play. You know, that could be interesting. Archimist Bear, good for the... I almost put this in the second position. Good for the Protect. Good for the Force Field. Gets pretty fast with Enrage. So, you know, it protects your tank. You're repairing it. You're doing whatever. And then if they get through the tank, all of a sudden then they have to go at this bear. So pretty interesting thing to put in the second position. Another good second position card, the Junker. Reach, going to hit for 4 and also offer a repair on the tank in the front. Good low to mid mana one, the Zenith Monk with the Heal, Void, Magic Reflect. Let's see, Scattershot here. Jin Meteor is a really good one because it also has Piercing and it's very fast. So 4 damage, 5 speed with Piercing. It'll be good to go against Lily. Onyx Sentinel is a good Lily card. Shield, Void, Thorns, Return Fire, really difficult card. You're going to want to give this one armor, give it a repair, give it some heals to try to keep it alive. Speaking of Protect, Tower Griffin gets Protect, as you guys know. Very annoying card. Let's see, anything else? So we talked about the Spirit Hoarder. Spirit Hoarder is great because you're going to hit it from the sort of double trouble. You're going to get the additional triage, so you combine the triage of Spirit Hoarder with the triage of Lily. Also the blind, which is going to help you sort of stay evasive in the front, which a lot of the tanks I'm talking about that you want to put in the front are because they're evasive. So you get double synergy here. Legionnaire is a great call too. The Void Armor, talking about 17 to get through. Reverse speed in particular, but you could honestly do this in regular speed rule sets as well. Bring some Resurrects, and the Legionnaire is such a pain to get through. Coral Lurker, again, doesn't get a direct boost, but toss it in the last position and take advantage of the triage. Almo gets one of the biggest boosts. I would say top 3 biggest boosts. Oshur gets a big one. Khan Ase gets a big one. Almo is right up there. Good speed, insane health, phase, immunity. It's going to be so impossible to get through the Almo with Lily. You almost need to bring Scattershot at that point. Chain Golem certainly gets a boost with the Void and the Shield. Has a lot of health, a lot of armor. Good card. It's very, very expensive though. I don't see this card very often. And then Dr. Blight. We'll end this with the Scavenge. So again, I'm probably going to put this in the 5th position and then bring one of the healers we talked about behind him, whether it be, the Albatross, if the game ever lets me buy it, the Truth Speaker, whatever it is. Dr. Blight in the 5th position with a heal behind it is going to be a really, really nice strategy. Okay. Feel like I'm losing my voice. Just did a ton of talking. I'm sure I missed some cards. Let me know what cards I missed that you think are going to work really, really well. I mean, I just scrolled up. Neutral Healer? Yes, please. That's going to be great with Lily. Okay, I'm sure I can keep finding more, so I'm going to stop scrolling. What cards did I miss? Which cards did I talk about that you actually don't think are going to be good? Let me know. Have you played Lily yet? What do you think? I really want to hear your opinions. That'll be it. In my next video, I'm going to rank the Chaos Summoners from worst to best. So you're definitely going to stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this type of content, I appreciate you being here. And it would be awesome if you could take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. All right, that's it. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.